All right, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how you are going to set up your Google business profile for your daycare or preschool so that you can be more visible on Google and get those calls and increase your enrollments, fill up those classrooms, and grow your business. First of all, hi, my name is Darrell Tyler, and I'm an SEO veteran for daycares and preschools. I help you get more enrollment calls through Google using simple, effective SEO. The first thing I want to say is most daycares never show up in Google Maps. And that's simply because their profile isn't set up correctly. I'm going to show you exactly how you can fix that so that you are not one of those people who don't show up and don't get those calls. And so if you run a daycare, your Google business profile is the number one factor that determines, how many parents find you, how many calls you get, how many tours are you booking, and how many classrooms are you filling. Excuse me. But most profiles are incomplete, unverified, or just using wrong categories in general. And that is destroying your visibility. And I see it all the time. Whenever clients reach out to me, these are some of the biggest things that I see. Just incomplete profiles, not enough pictures, not enough reviews, just really missing the mark on representing their business properly. And so I'm going to show you exactly how you can set it up the right way. First, you have to actually have a profile. So if you haven't claimed your profile yet, we're going to go to business.google.com, which is exactly where I am now. So if you don't have a listing, let's get you a listing now. So we click start now and okay. Now we're in start now. Let's assume I'm coming up with a fake daycare. It's Darrell's Busy Daycare. All right. We are busy out here. Sometimes what you'll see is that your business name is already listed here if you have not claimed it yet. If you have never made a profile before, you can simply just create a new one like I'm doing here. Darrell's Busy Daycare, right? And we can say that we are customers can visit your business in person. If you're a daycare, people can come to you to visit. Technically, you're a service business, but you don't make visits to people's homes. So we're going to go to the next one here in business category. This is where you're going to simply choose daycare center. If you're a preschool, you're going to choose preschool center. Okay, this is very important. You'll be able to add secondary categories later, but right now we're choosing your primary business category. So be very sure that if you're a daycare, you're choosing daycare, and if you're a preschool, you're choosing preschool. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to put in a business address. I don't have a business address to give it right now, so let me just put in something fake. 100 Peachtree Street in Atlanta. All right, completely false. Now they're asking me if these are my daycare centers. I'm just saying none of these. My phone number, I'm just going to put, hopefully that works. A valid phone number. Okay, we're just going to skip it for now. And remember, this is where you're putting all of your important business information as well. Do not skip those parts. Make sure you include those. If you don't have a website, reach out to me and I'll help you get one built. But if you do have one, just go ahead and stick your URL in there. Okay, then we're going to hit continue. Now, currently, Google is making my business profile. I have been verified. Great. So now I can move on to the next thing to set up my account. Okay, now they're asking me they're asking me to add my services. I'm going to walk through services with you in a moment. So for now, I'm going to skip it. Here I add my hours, of course. I'm just going to put, some false hours for now, just for the sake of this video. Skipping time, 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours, Monday through Friday. Okay. Next, here is where I'll also add my business description. I'm not going to spend much time on this right now, but I will talk to you about how to do that in just a moment. Storefront photo. If you got photos, add them here. It's extremely important that you're adding photos here. As I mentioned in previous videos, photos are really what sell your business, especially to parents who want to ensure that their child is coming to a safe environment that they can trust and that, contributes to the development of their overall well-being. And so if you have pictures like that, please include them here. All right, but for now, we'll skip it. Photos of your business, as I mentioned before. I can skip this for now. They're trying to get me on Google Business Profile. All right, so my profile is complete. Nope, we don't have to use my precise location. Okay, perfect. Now that I've completed my profile, I am now on my business dashboard for Google. Okay, they give me several options here, and I'm going to walk through each of these to kind of talk about, why it's important, what you should add here, and things like that. Some of these are self-explanatory, but I want to walk through each one. That way you as an owner understand exactly what you're getting into when you're setting up this profile. Okay, so we're going to start at the top here. We're going to click Edit Profile. Now, here's where I'm going to edit the most basic information about my business. All right, so business name, we've already done that. Business category, we've added daycare center already, but we can add secondary categories here as well. So we can put preschool here, or, if you're a Montessori school, you can also add Montessori school as a category as well. I think that's the bulk of what you can put here. Can you put family anything here? Family daycare service. I don't think that really fits. Okay, but yeah, so you can add more categories, all right? And make sure you hit save. That way you can save these categories as well. Here, you're going to put the description of your business. You should be able to easily describe your business. But if you can't describe your business, you can head over to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will provide a description of your business for you. It's rather easy. It only takes a few seconds. And just remember that it's only 750 characters total. So it's going to be a very brief description here that we're putting. Okay. So let's assume we have a description. I'm going to go ahead and paste one here. And so, yeah, preschool is going to just talk about all these things. I won't spend too much time here. Google can also suggest a description for you. So if you click this, it can create one for you. You can click use and they'll put that in there for you. Okay, you can add your opening date. Make sure you save here. Yeah, add your opening date, your contact information. Very, very important for you to add. You must add your contact information. Add your phone number. Add your website. There's a chat that there's a WhatsApp people can contact you on. Make sure you add that. Whether it's text message, WhatsApp, doesn't matter. Make sure you add it here. You want people to be able to easily access you. So it's very important that we add them here. Your social profiles, of course, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all of that. If you engage in these things, and make sure you add that here as well. I guess business location, we've already done. Service area, you don't need to add really because you don't provide any kind of deliveries. Okay. So we can ignore that for now. Hours, we've already handled. If you have any special hours for holidays, things like that, make sure you add them here. Very important that you keep people aware of, your holiday hours and things like that on your listing. That way they don't have to call to ask if you're open. You can add more things here that are relevant to your business. And, you can add a little, more attributes that make your business what it is. If it's Black owned, Asian owned, disabled owned, Indigenous owned, you can add all that stuff here. Again, just so your prospects can understand, who you are. Some parents would like to, put their kid in daycare centers that are a bit more inclusive and understanding of people with different backgrounds and cultures. Having that listed here would immediately draw you to people who are looking for that as well. So anytime somebody searches Asian owned daycares or Black owned daycares near me, you're more than likely going to come up because you tagged this here. Okay. And then, there's the rest: amenities, crowd, parking. Just go ahead and fill this out as much as you can. If you speak several different languages at your daycare, also add that here. You want to fill this out as much as you possibly can. And the reason why is because Google takes all this information into account whenever somebody searches for, again, daycares or preschool. So if they add specifics like daycares that speak Spanish, if you've added that to your languages here, or daycares that speak American Sign Language, I can bet that Google's going to be more than likely to show this listing that has it rather than the listing that doesn't. So all this information just kind of helps Google understand who your business is, what it does, and what makes you unique. Okay. And all that kind of leads into how you increase your visibility on Google. Okay, so those are the basics of edit profile. We can move on from here. The next is reviews. This is pretty self-explanatory. I won't go into reviews. I don't have any reviews here yet to read, so there's not much to talk about. However, I do have a lot of experience in helping businesses generate reviews for their daycare or their preschool once they start to, grow their enrollments and things like that. So if you're someone that wants to know more about my review generation system for daycares, feel free to reach out, and I'd be happy to talk to you more about it. Okay, so moving on. Photos. Again, you want to make sure that you're including photos that show trust, that show safety, that show care, that show that you're dedicated to, again, the overall well-being and development of the child. You want to show your building, your environment. You want to show all these things because this is how parents can start to build an idea of what your daycare is like inside of their mind. And if they can trust you, then they feel like that the kid will as well. And so that's kind of what leads to all of these things. Posts. So this is another important thing to show that your listing is alive and active to Google and also to people who are looking for a daycare. You can actually, create regular posts, just updating them about your community, talking about some of the things that you've done, maybe a new teacher that's there, maybe an event that's coming up, all these different things. You can schedule these posts and you can, create opportunities to engage your community further by keeping them up to date on everything that's going on. And again, this just shows that you're engaged, that you're open to delivering these experiences to parents who could be thinking about bringing their kid to your daycare. And so these types of things are extremely important. Okay, so again, this is also a part of like what helps you show up in Google Maps consistently. Google wants to show live active posts or listings, excuse me. Google wants to show live active listings that generate reviews on a regular basis, listings that contribute to posts to engage the community further, listings that are complete and full and have a ton of information about the business at hand. These are the types of listings that Google wants to show more often. And so if you're putting in the work to fill up your listing, to make sure that you're engaging every week with posts, or maybe even every month, but I recommend every week or at least every other day, then you have a much higher chance of showing up in Google Maps when someone searches. Okay. Performance. This is where you're going to see all the magic happen. This is where you're going to see that increase over time. If you're applying these things that I'm showing you today, then you're definitely going to start to see some performance increases over time. So you'll be able to see calls. You'll be able to see bookings if you have a booking link here on your listing. You'll be able to see website clicks because you'll have your website linked here in this listing. You can see how many people have made direction requests, which could signal, tours and things like that you've given. So yeah, you'll be able to see everything right here on this dashboard. And the other thing that you can do as well, you can control the date, so you can see exactly, what happened last month, the month before that, things like that. This is paid advertising. We're not quite here yet, so I won't show you all that. Products. You're really not in a product space, but again, you can post your products to show people that this is what you sell. If you're a brick and mortar store, this is really useful for you. Okay, we're almost there. Lastly is services. So you can add services to your business listing. And what I typically do here with daycare owners or preschool owners is I tell them to add your different programs. If you have an infant program, toddler program, preschool programs, all those different types of programs, is based on age, add it. Make sure you're adding all of those things here into custom service. Because again, when someone's searching, for these programs or searching for these services for their kid, they'll be able to see right up front on your listing, all the different types of programs that you have to offer. This information is what kind of leads people to click on your website to learn more. So if you're kind of giving them a preview here up front by saying, toddler care or, infant care and all those other different types of programs, maybe like pre-K. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it here. But having this here is extremely important because, again, Google gets to learn more about your business, the programs that you offer. That way, when someone searches for something specific like this, they already have it in their database that, you're the type of business to offer this. So that's extremely important. Bookings. You can add your booking link. This is incredible. If you're a center that is okay with people booking directly from the internet without having to call you to book a tour and things like that, add your booking link here. It's super simple to set up, and it can save you a lot of time and answering the phone and things like that. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, this part of it is gives you the information that you need to ask people for reviews. That's pretty much the simple process. Okay, that's how you set up your Google business profile for success. There are some other tips and tricks that you can apply to make it more visible or to tag your business with more relevant terms. If you would like to know what those are, I'll be happy to apply those and talk to you about those for free. Just reach out to me, but I'll see you in the next video where we discuss things a little bit deeper. But for now, that's exactly how you set your Google business listing up to, be more visible on Google Maps whenever someone searches. That way, you're the business that they see, you're the business that they build trust with, and you're the business that gets the enrollment. All right. I'll see you in the next video.